off the press, Seiko have just discontinued an absolute diving icon. And I'm not too happy about it. Let's get into it! Yes, and welcome to the Mad Watch Collector Show. And today, despite my smiley face, I'm a little bit sad and hurt, but with a tinge of hope and optimism at the same time. Recently, it has come to my attention that my favourite watch reference that Seiko do is being secretly discontinued. Yeah? No big fanfare, no official statement from the company, but when you go looking for this reference on any authorised dealer of Seiko, you can't find it. Now, I am what you would call a Seikopath. They are my favourite watch brand for many, many reasons I won't go into now. You know, I've owned the Flighty, the Samurai, the SKX, the Alpinist, the Saab 033, the Mini Turtle, the Land Shark, the Land Tortoise, and over the last 5 years, I've reviewed pretty much every tall sports Seiko watch they've had to offer. And even though that I've got some in my collection right now that I absolutely love and probably will never sell, there is one watch I bought about 4 years ago that I feel is the best one I've ever had. This one embodies the history of the company and dive history of the company, the brave design choices that the company took in like the late 60s, the historic military connection this specific reference has, and just the goddamn awesome looks. And as I am talking about this right now, I'm just even more confused as to why Seiko are quietly discontinuing this watch. So, what is the watch? Why the heck do I think it's being discontinued? Why do I feel there's a silver lining at the end of all this? And if you wait long enough, you'll get to see a lovely Instagram followers Seiko in the Seiko showcase. Are you discontinued Seiko ready? Let's go! So, 1965 was the year Seiko came to the dive watch party. And before your eyes, here is the incredible 62 mass. And over the last 6 to 8 years, Seiko have reissued this 62 mass in a more contemporary size, and I've got to admit, I've been all for it. But in 1968, Seiko decided to go a bit bolder, moving the crown to a 4 o'clock position and then deciding to give the case an asymmetrical look. And people, we are talking about the very iconic 6105. Now, the first models had a more turtle style case, but this watch with the slightly thicker right side acting as crown guards is what I see as the true 6105 icon. Nicknamed in the Seikopath community as the Captain Willard, due to its appearance in the 1979 film Apocalypse Now. American soldiers in the Vietnam War were fed up with their issued military watches breaking down in the harsh environments. They ended up buying Seikos because it had a reputation of, well, never breaking down. It had great water resistance at 150 meters, and it was built like a blooming cushion style tank. That watch came to its end in 1977. But to go from that symmetrical 62 mass case to this absolutely bold and brave design, it definitely took some cojones from Seiko, as there wasn't really a case like that around in those times. Now in 2020, Seiko re-released the Willard in 2 references, an all black monochrome reference and the other one an amazing green dial SPB153. Now this is a stainless steel diver with Seiko's dire shot treatment on top of the steel, making it very scratch resistant. The crown is screw in, as is the case back, and this is a professional 200 meter dive watch. This has been ISO certified as a proper tool to go diving with. It's not a dive style, it doesn't just look like a diver, it's not pretending to be a diver, it is a diver. But the amazing thing with this watch is it's just over 44 millimeters in diameter. It's a big puppy. But because the lug to lug is only 46 millimeters, on my 6.5 inch wrist, it fits like a friggin' dream. Hugs the wrist beautifully, and with that secret measurement of 29 millimeters, that's the dial size, for me, this becomes one of my perfect fitting watches. The bezel has that typical Seiko spongy onginess to it. Have a listen. 120 clicks. Not much backplay. Very smooth. As Seiko ratchets go, it's pretty darn good. I love that green aluminium insert. It goes so well with the green dial. And looking at that dial, is that not a thing of absolute beauty or what? I haven't seen a better green dial in my time of doing watch reviewing than with this SPB153. Not only the shade of it, but the fact it's sunburst, but not too shiny. And the fact we have those awesome big plot applied markers for the hours, as well as a big chunky faceted handset, topping it off with an extremely awesome lollipop seconds hand with a touch of red on the tip. It is as close to Seiko perfection as you can get. But if you know me, you know I'm not a massive fan of date windows. But when it comes to Seiko, and the original watches had date windows, I sort of give them a pass. Unfortunately, the Japanese, or Seiko, feel like we are desperate always to know what the date is. The 8th. Now, I've got it on an aftermarket strap. This is from the guys at Uncle Straps. If you want some awesome tropic straps that fit your favourite Seikos, you know, I wanted that Willard look. They're the best place to go. This bad boy has a very strapaholic lug width of 20 millimeters, but the pairing of this strap to this watch works so well, I've never taken it off.
Could you just click that like button, please? It really helps the channel. Thank you.
So, there you go. That's why I absolutely love this reference. I think it's so iconic, historic, and quite important to the brand of Seiko. So why the heck are they discontinuing in it? It's a good point. I don't massively know, but this is why I'm slightly optimistic. You see, when the SPB143 came out, the 62 mass reissues, those watches also had a 6R35 inside. Well, last year, Seiko reissued the 62 mass, making the case slightly thinner and more wearable on your wrist, but giving it a very up-to-date movement Seiko have had in many watches around the £1,000 mark. That is the new 6R55 movement. It's very recognisable as it has a gold automatic rotor. Now, we're told that the parts are slightly more refined, but Seiko are very proud on making a movement that has a full 3 days power reserve. Now, here's where the hope comes in. Are Seiko slowly and secretly discontinuing this Willard reference in order to bring out a new Willard with a 6R55 inside, giving it new dial colours, maybe a trimmed up case? My only worry is that when the new 63 masses came out, Seiko hadn't discontinued the old 62 mass releases. My other slight worry comes with the date window. That 62 mass re-release no longer had a squared date window at 3 o'clock. Instead, it had a rounded porthole in between the 4 and the 5 marker. Now, yes, this helps symmetry with the dial markers, but when you've got a dial like this Willard or the 62 mass that predominantly has squared indices, chunky squared off hands, putting a round date wheel in it somewhere just looks a bit weird. So yes, there is hope that Seiko will be re-releasing the Willard with a 6R55 inside, but are they going to play around with the date window? Recent history probably tells us yes. Now, I've still seen these watches on eBay for around £800. This was around £1,000 when I bought it, but I can imagine very soon it's going to be very hard, if not impossible, to find these watches for a decent price anywhere. So unfortunately, we're going to have to end up going down the limited edition route, where you can still find these Willards, quite available, but they're around £2,000 or £2,500. For a workhorse watch like this, I not sure I want to be spending that sort of money. So my plea, my beg to Seiko. Seiko, please don't fully discontinue the Willard. I know a hell of a lot of psychopaths out there love it.
So why on earth would you discontinue it?
Unless you were bringing it back better, bolder, bigger, cheaper? Maybe not the last one. Yeah, Seiko Showcase is back, and we've got to say a big thanks to Popping Crowns. Yes, I've met Chris on a few occasions now, top man, and look at one of his latest pickups. It's the Pepsi bezeled Arnie. Chris does love a good tinkering with his watches, and he's got the Arnie on a Bark and Jack NATO style strap. It looks absolutely ready for business, my friend. And I hope it makes you feel stronger, more confident, and ready for any that comes your way, because that's what my Arnie does for me. But it's a fantastic shot, my friend, and thanks for tagging me in. But if you'd like to be on the next Seiko Showcase, all you gotta do, find me on Instagram here and tag me in on one of your Seiko posts. Because who knows, next time, the star of the show could be you. Seiko. Thank you so much for watching till the end of this show. Oh God, I do hope they don't properly get rid of the Willard. Oh, what do you reckon? What do you guys think about it? Were you as upset as I am? Or you're not bothered that much, you know? But I am. Because I'd like to get another one. But I don't want to go on the used market. I want to get a new one, you know? But listen, if you have watched till the end, God, fair play to you. I don't know how you've done it. But if you want to support the Mad Watch Collector channel any further, we got a Patreon now. See the shows early, blooper reels, behind the scene footage, private group chat, and get your name credited at the end of every show like this phenomenal lot. But if I've got you here for a few more minutes, and I hope I do, come on, you click this one. I'll tell you what, this is right up your alley, this one. Yeah, I guarantee it. Go on, click it. You'll love it. Cool. I haven't got all day. Looking at this watch, I feel like I have. Anyway, click it. You'll love it. Come on, click it. Click it.